What's up, guys? How are you? It's a Sunday morning, time for a new episode of the Daily Juice podcast with me, Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt, and we're back after another flat day. So we're not warmed up. We won 2, lost 1, flat on another. So a 2-1-1 streak that we're on. Not awesome. UCLA could not get that game-tying touchdown late against Nebraska, so they go down. Iowa nearly beat Oregon like I thought they might, but they did cover. Arkansas lost by 3. They were in that game all the way late. Just a couple of buckets didn't go our way. Breslin Center in Michigan and Michigan State. Tom Izzo, tough to beat them. And then the over for Vegas and Anaheim comes in 1-1 after 1. So we get that right. So 2-2 down 0.2. So just a paper cut type of day for us. Reminder that we are live at noon Eastern time. Pat Fitzmaurice and myself. It is time for a Week 10 NFL live stream. We will go through every game, picks, props, and more coming up. Line movement and other fun things happening. Weather reports as well coming at you here on a Sunday morning. See you at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern time with Pat Fitzmaurice and myself right here on the Betting Pros YouTube channel. Come on over if you haven't watched it before. Highly recommend you do so. Some good nuggets, some good things to jump in on, and other plays that aren't really part of the Daily Juice podcast, but other prop bets and things that I will throw at you guys coming up here for today. Before we get to the picks, let me remind you about what's going on with the Betting Pros app. You guys can claim your free upgrade, 6 months for free. Upgrade now at bettingpros.com/premium. You guys make a deposit at a partner sportsbook for us today, and we're going to give you 6 months of Betting Pros Premium for free. It's very easy, very simple. Go to bettingpros.com/premium to claim your 6 months, $75 value of Betting Pros Premium, including the prop bet cheat sheet and more for you guys here for bettingpros.com/premium. Okay, let's start with the Bucs and the Patriots. You guys think I'm going to bet the Patriots. I'm not. I am actually pretty surprised this number has not gone to 3. So here is my philosophy, and I know betting on Baker Mayfield as a home favorite is not a good idea, okay? It's Baker as a dog, not Baker as a favorite. Drake May goes on the road. Here's my worry about Drake May and the Patriots. I'm not so sure that offensive line is going to hold up against the Bucs pass rush. I think Todd Bowles is going to get very exotic. I think the Patriots get exposed a little bit here with who they have played this season. And while I am a diehard Patriot fan, and I am in love with what the Patriots have done this year, let's just call a spade here, and let's go through the schedule for the Patriots, okay? The Patriots have played the Raiders. They lost that game. The Dolphins, they won that game. Steelers, they lost that game. The Panthers, the Bills, the Saints, the Titans, the Browns, and the Falcons. I mean, come on, guys. The Bills win was big, and that's a big win. And yes, Drake May is playing at an incredibly high level. But let's go through who Tampa has played. Atlanta, they won by 3 on the road. The Bucs did. Patriots won by 1 at home. There's your common opponent. The Texans, they won by 1. Heck of a defense. The Jets, they stink, fine. But the Eagles, defending champs. Seattle, best team in football. The 49ers, always a very tough out. The Lions, also one of the best teams in football. And New Orleans, who stinks. I mean, Tampa Bay has played such a better schedule. Such a better schedule. And they're 5-3 ATS. The Patriots are 6-3 ATS. In fact, they're perfect on the road. They're 4-0 on the road. The Bucs are just 1-2 at home. The Bucs have been much better on the road, much like the Patriots. So people are taking the Patriots. I just think this offensive line with the exotic blitz packages coming is a problem. Now, I'm not worried about Bucky Irvin. He's coming back, but that's fine. I mean, I'm not really all that, The Patriots, in terms of injuries, there's not a ton to jump up and down about. Butte being out, though, is pretty significant. Ramondre Stevenson being out could be significant. Trey Henderson's going to get a lot of carries, but the offense is going to run similarly. Butte being out is pretty big, though. I mean, I'll correct myself. That's the binky for Drake May. So not having him is not great. On the flip side, Bucky Irving, okay, he is out. Okay, so he's not playing. As of right now, I have him listed as out. That could change, but he's not currently listed as out for this offense. But again, Baker Mayfield has, even without having Mike Evans available, he still has better receivers to throw to. And the Patriots secondary has been had at times. I like Christian Gonzalez, but I mean, he's questionable with a concussion. So let's see what he winds up looking like. I think the Patriots are in trouble here. Okay. I like the Bucs a lot. I like Baker Mayfield. I have bet the Bucs quite a bit. This is my team. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I'm laying the 2.5 points. Patriots minus 2.5. Sorry, the Bucs, excuse me. Bucs minus 2.5 at home at minus 110. Second bet. Weather game. First time we are quoting the weather in 2025 in the NFL season. It is in Chicago. Bears hosting the Giants. The wind gusts are going to be up to around 30 miles per hour during this game. The winds are going to be sustained at about 20 miles per hour. That means longer passes and longer field goals are not going to be happening in this football game. Now, we know that this Jackson Dart-led offense has no Cam Scatterbo and has no Malik Neighbors. He still has a couple of weapons, but he's not been the same quarterback on the road that he has been at home, okay? Caleb Williams needs to throw the deep ball, frankly. That's one of his better weapons. So him not being able to do that, now he's got to throw dink and dunk passes that lets that pass rush for the Giants get after it. That's problematic. I got 47.5 last night. It's down to 46.5 at most books. Hopefully you guys will get a better number. You'll get 47 or lower, or 46.5. But we don't bet weather. We bet wind. And when I see wind gusts of 30 miles per hour, look what happened with 15 miles per hour wind gusts in Denver with the Raiders and the Broncos. Remember that? That was crazy. Game-winning kick, or game-tying kick, rather, by Daniel Carlson got affected by the wind. It's going to be hard to kick. It's going to be hard to throw. There could be some rain. There could even be some snow that falls. It's going to be cold. It's going to be wet. It's going to be nasty. And the wind's a big deal. Under 47.5. We're playing it under 47.5 with the Bears and the Giants. Now, the first teaser is a carryover from Thursday, okay? I put it on the screen because you can't bet it, but hopefully you trailed it. So we have the first leg in. Broncos minus 2.5. They won by 3. Lions minus 2. It's 7.5 at some books now, so you can pull it down all the way to 1.5. I have it pulled down to 2 here for the Lions. So Lions are 12-0 ATS and 12-0 straight up over their last 12 games. After a loss, they are laying 7.5 or 8 points at Washington. Win the game by 3 points or more, and we are good with one teaser. Let's talk about the second leg for a teaser. Look at, I don't know what to make of the Seahawks, okay? The Seahawks, when it's Kyler Murray, they own. And I mean they own Kyler Murray. But it's not Kyler Murray, okay? So since we aren't looking at Kyler Murray, it does create a little bit of a different situation here for us in terms of the numbers, because it's not, if I wish it was Kyler, but it's not Kyler. It's going to be Jacoby Brissett, who just went on the road and beat the Cowboys. However, Seahawks are a better road team than a home team. Okay, they just are. But this is interesting. Okay, here's a number. Since 2021, 8 teams have made the trip to Seattle off short rest like the Cardinals will do on Monday Night Football in Dallas. Those teams are 7-1 straight up and 7-1 against the number. Carolina being the only win for Seattle since 2021. Teams often outright win as a road dog on Monday Night Football, who then go on the road short rest the next week. They are actually 10-6 against the number since 2000. Somewhat shocking, okay? Somewhat shocking to see this. However, The Seahawks have won 8 games in a row against the Cardinals. They're 7-1 ATS. I'm not playing around with anything except pull this down from 6.5 to 0.5 point. Seahawks just to win this game, to get a W, okay? Trey McBride's a problem. Seahawks defense is going to have to get after him, but I just think this is a chance for, it could be a higher scoring game than people think. Over's not a bad look in this game, but I think Seattle's going to win the game, okay? Just win the game. Nothing special. Just go out there and win the game. So, first leg is Seattle minus 0.5 point. The other is the Rams and the 49er game, and this is really just a play on Shanahan owning Sean McVay, because he has owned Sean McVay. McVay is just 3-6 straight up and 3-6 against the spread when he has Matthew Stafford at quarterback against Kyle Shanahan. This is the 5th time McVay is on the road as a favorite against the 49ers. In Kyle Shanahan, he's 1-3 straight up as a road favorite against the 49ers. And this number has been climbing. We're at 6 now. -6 for the Rams on the road. When McVay is listed as a favorite against Shanahan, he's just 4-7 straight up and 1-7 straight up over his last 8 games in this spot. 1-7 over the last 8 games. Teasing it up. Giving the 49ers 12 points. Wouldn't shock me if the Niners win the game outright just because it's one of those crazy, weird things, but we're taking it. Seahawks, minus 0.5 point, teased with the Niners at plus 12 for minus 125 for 1.25 units there. Guys, now it is time for the Hard Rock bet of the day. We do this each and every Sunday for our friends at Hard Rock Bet. We are going to go to Sunday Night Football. The Hard Rock bet of the day is going to be the Chargers, laying 2.5 points against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here's the theory behind why I like the Chargers laying 2.5 against the Steelers. Let's talk about the schedule for a second here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Pittsburgh plays on a Thursday against Cincinnati, okay? So that's a Thursday night game. Then they have a home game against Green Bay. Hard-fought game against Green Bay on Monday Night Football. And then they turn around and they go to to take on Indianapolis at home, a game that they won by 7. That's a pretty tough schedule for them. You start looking at what they're going to ask, because now they're turning around and flying across the country to take on the Chargers. Okay? So that's just, we'll go ahead and read out, so look at the calendar. So 10-16 is Thursday. Okay, so they play on Thursday. They then it's on the road. Then they get the mini bye where they play at home on the 26th against Green Bay. And then they go and play on Sunday Night Football, primetime. That wasn't Monday night, it was Sunday Night Football, up against, sorry, it wasn't Sunday night. It was just a regular Sunday at, was it 1 o'clock kickoff Eastern on the 2nd of November. And now they're turning around and traveling out west to take on the Chargers. Difficult. Number's 2.5. And I know everyone's going to run to the Mike Tomlin trend of Mike Tomlin being a dog, and here we go, blah, 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 right? So Herbert, a money line night game as a favorite, is 10-3 straight up. 10-3 straight up. Aaron Rodgers in his 2 primetime games with the Steelers is 0-2 straight up and 0-2 against the number. Justin Herbert has been awesome. 5-game win streak against the spread here in night games with Justin Herbert. So I know that Joe Alt being out is a huge loss for this team, okay? But it was 4.5 before we found out about Joe Alt. Number has come down to 2.5. I think it's a bit of an overreaction for an offensive lineman, although you could say Joe Alt being really important. When Alt starts and finishes the game, the Chargers haven't lost this year. They're 4-0 straight up. When he plays 50 snaps or more, they're 14-5. When he doesn't play or plays fewer than 50 snaps, 3-5 straight up. He's an incredibly important piece. No, don't get me wrong. However, Steelers going out west, Mike Tomlin for road unders. I don't mind it with a road under. Mike Tomlin as a dog obviously has been tremendous here, and he's been great on Sunday Night Football. Mike Tomlin's been tremendous on Sunday night. However, I'm going to come in here and take the Chargers. Big game for the Chargers at home here. Justin Herbert in primetime. I think that pass defense for the Steelers gets exposed here a little bit with the Chargers passing offense, even without Alt being out there. We're going to come in here and lay the 2.5 points for the Hard Rock bet of the day. Chargers minus 2.5 at minus 110. Guys, the Daily Juice podcast and the Hard Rock bet of the day being brought to you by Hard Rock. Great time of the year. It's always a game day. Pro football, college football, NBA, college hoops, hockey, all happening on the Hard Rock Bet. They still have the offer available where if you bet $5 and it wins, you get $150 in bonus bets plus your winnings on that play. Hard Rock Sportsbook app is the only legal sportsbook in Florida. It's also live in Arizona, Ohio, New Jersey, Indiana, Tennessee, Virginia, Illinois, Colorado, and more coming soon. Hard Rock Bet with new promos every single day. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and make your first deposit today. So today for us, our plays for the Daily Juice. Bucks minus 2.5. Under 47.5 for the Bears and the Giants. Broncos minus 2.5 from Thursday. Tees with the Lions minus 2. Seahawks minus 0.5 point. And the Niners at plus 12 for a teaser today in the NFC West. And the Hard Rock play of the day is the Chargers minus 2.5. I will talk to you guys coming up with Pat Fitzmaurice and myself at noon Eastern time for the Week 10 NFL live stream on the BettingPros YouTube channel. Hope to see you all there. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.